3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular, mystery reading number 1094. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome. And thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. So, you may have heard a baby crying in the background, and I take that as part of this reading as a message related to a child, your inner child, children in general. Maybe there's something here about what you went through as a child, or the kind of impact that you could have on children today, or just younger people based on what you went through yourself. I do want you to know that if there was something in childhood that caused you a lot of pain, really made you question your worth, what you deserve, your existence, I want to say that you had those questions for a reason. You should know now that you did deserve better. You do deserve better if you still haven't overcome the aftermath, we'll call it. I believe that we ask why. Why us? Why am I here? What is all of this? To connect us intentionally with a higher power. You know, whatever you believe in. God, mysticism, Allah, you know. For me personally, I believe that all religions have truth and deception. And it's up to us to discern what is true, what is real, and what isn't. What is a lie. And the only way that I believe that we're going to be able to discern that is by having an honest and loving, caring relationship with ourselves. I believe that if we can't be honest with ourselves, then it's going to be very difficult to be able to see what's a lie. It's almost like this feeling of camouflage. When you get so used to talking to yourself a certain way. I do find it interesting how the truth doesn't stand out in the same way that a lie does. Or maybe it does. I don't know. It depends on your perspective, really. But you could have an inner child yourself that wants to kick and scream, very upset, and could have been upset for years. And this feels like encouragement or confirmation for you to reflect more on childhood, the relationship you had with your parents, siblings, your environment, and any negative feelings that come up. Find closure and repurpose that frustration. It's not about lying to yourself and telling you that, oh, it's okay. It's okay that happened. It's about finding another way to use it. Like, yeah, I'm angry. But I'm going to use this anger to create, to spread more truth and more light instead of destroy. and create more darkness and uncertainty for others. I saw the number 444 on the timer, which is connected to stability and your ancestors. So, your ancestors just kind of wanted to pop through, I suppose, to, really encourage you or to confirm for you that stability should be your focus. And it's not just physical or material, it's also mental, emotional, and spiritual. I believe that if all of us were honest with ourselves, repurposed our pain, then the world could be a much better place. And, we shouldn't let the unwillingness of others to do something about our problems and what's happening in the world inspire us to also do nothing. In fact, I think those kind of people should make you angry or upset or frustrated enough to inspire you to keep doing what they're not doing. But let's go ahead and get into interpreting the number 1094. I do find it interesting that it is 1090, number 4 in particular. Maybe the last reading, 1093, could be significant for you, because I also saw the number 333 in that video. I think I saw 444 as well. But starting with the number 1, this number is about trusting and believing in yourself. Trust your intuition, believe in your strength, believe in what you're capable of, and what is possible for you, how the universe could work with you and for you. And I do want to point out that if you aren't willing to play your part in your own creations, then the universe can only do so much. They can meet you halfway, but without the other half, it feels like things kind of just fall apart. I feel that the universe is always working with us, and often it's the humans that lose faith, and get distracted. But I think the universe is forgiving of that, and that's why it's always there. Ready for whenever you are ready to, pick yourself back up, believe, trust, and have faith again. It's okay to not be okay and to be consumed by darkness sometimes, but what matters is to not get comfortable in that consumption. Let yourself be upset, but don't get lost and don't stay stuck. The number 0 can be about repeating patterns or recurring themes, and these can be in the form of spiritual communication. They could be within your own experiences with the way that things align. No matter where these patterns or these themes are coming from, this is confirmation, if it resonates, for you to pay attention to them and to connect the dots and interpret them and understand what they mean from a spiritual point of view. What is your intuition telling you about these themes or these patterns? And if you don't know, something is clouding your judgment. And it feels like you gotta heal from something to be able to see what you're looking for. The other way that I interpret the number 0 is a reminder or confirmation to know when to put yourself first. Not just for you, but also for the collective. Especially when you're really feeling that inner child kick and scream. I hope that the background crying isn't too much. But if it is, maybe this reading isn't meant for you. For me as a reader, that just tells me that the inner child energy is quite strong here. And I'm being reminded of the number 444 and how your ancestors made their presence known. There is something here for you to learn, practically and spiritually, about what you went through as a child. And I'm really, really, really feeling that. And I feel guided to encourage you to heal, learn, find the answers that you need. Treat yourself now in the present day as you deserve to be treated as a child. Give yourself the nurturing and the protection that you deserved as a child. It is never too late to be taken care of. Moving on to the number 9, this number is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. I really want you to remember how challenging childhood can be for so many people. And not to minimize how you feel, but to help you see that what you went through is so much bigger than you, your parents, your immediate family members, your environment at the time. There are so many massive factors at play that it is not fair to yourself to take what you can't control, what you don't know, out on yourself. If you want to know more, if you want to have more control, your answer is to heal. Because to have more control, you got to see things more clearly. And, pain and fear, they're very powerful things, and you can choose either to keep giving that power or to let it go and start giving power to love and courage and healing, like I've been saying. If you feel a sense of purpose, to let go of people, places, and things, knowing that it's bigger than you, this is confirmation to keep following that sense of purpose. And if you don't, I think there's a lot of research you gotta do. There's a lot more exploring you gotta do on the spiritual journey. So what I say to you is to not give up, to maintain your faith. And, if you're kind of new to this thing, there's a lot you don't know. But you can know a lot in a short time. The difference is what you choose to focus on. The last number, the number 4, as I already said, is connected to stability and your ancestors. And I can't emphasize enough how much your ancestors want you to know that this is so much bigger than you, and they need you to play your part. Other people's ancestors need you to play your part. I believe that while our own ancestors are cheering us on individually, I believe, that other people's ancestors are doing the same. Because why wouldn't they want, if they want good for their own family, why wouldn't they want good for others? They really, really just want you to know that you're worth it. Your story, the answers that you need are worth finding. And nobody can truly convince you that that is true but you. So whatever is stopping you from seeing that, I would acknowledge and take a look at that. See what you can do about it. Adding up these numbers, 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 9 is 10, plus 4 is 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. And the number 5 is about change and transformation, which I think is a really, really great number to land on, or to end on, in terms of this portion of the video or the reading. It just reinforces everything I've been talking about. However you feel called to change internally, to heal, or externally, whatever you feel called to let go. This is confirmation. Or if you just feel called to start that journey of healing, to see things more clearly, to let go of what doesn't serve you. There's confirmation of that too. No matter where you are on your journey, first, you're not alone. There are people who have been there, are there, will be there. Second, keep going. And I want to say keep paying attention to the spiritual communication. If you have a strong enough intention, like, hey, I want you to talk to me. I want to see magic. I believe, your spirit guides will show up for you. And I personally don't strongly believe in the idea of asking for specific signs, because I believe that we end up missing other signs that they want us to see instead. So just leave it open and ask for the magic that you need. Ask, and I believe that you are likely to receive. So as you can see, there is a box of cards on this table with a baggie next to it that has little slips of paper in it that are fortunes that I collected from one of my favorite Chinese restaurants. I just felt called to collect those and use them in readings just because, you gotta listen to your intuition. But what I'm going to do for this reading, I'm going to draw a few cards from this box. And then I'm going to draw out a couple of these fortunes to see, what else wants to come out to complement these cards here. And I love using these cards because I feel like the messages come through so clearly. Probably because, I made them. And I'm so in tune with, how my own senses work. It makes sense. No pun intended. I saw the number 654. A sign of trust that everything happens for a reason. Pay attention to whatever comes out with these cards. Hold on, one of them dropped on the floor. This card has two sides. The first one says, the only person that can stop you is you. Recognize your power. And who you are is bigger than yourself. You are part of the very fabric of the universe. Everything in your life is divinely timed. I'm going to keep on this side. Let me get some water real quick. Really, really feeling connected to someone's ancestors right now. I find it so interesting that I've put so much emphasis in this reading about how, what you went through is so much bigger than you, and then we literally pull a card that says who you are is bigger than yourself. We like to think of ourselves separate from the universe, separate from God, separate from whatever higher power we believe in. But we are all so connected. And I believe that's why we are able to communicate with whatever higher power there is. The other side, the only person that can stop you is you. The previous reading was all about recognizing your power. So if you resonate, you need that message that the only person who can stop you is you, I recommend watching 1093. Let's draw another one of these cards. This one also has two sides. I'll show you this one first, since it's only one word. It says occultism. Take that however it resonates for you. If it does, if it doesn't, don't worry about it. It says, if they care, they will come back. Always stand up for what you deserve. It's very clear here that there's a person or a situation that you gotta walk away from to honor your younger self. And this could be family members, a situation that treats you in ways that remind you of childhood. It could be anything, but whatever it is, it's out of respect. Walking away is for your younger self. This card is a call for you to walk away, to let go, whoever or whatever this is, and to trust that you deserve better. Are you willing to make the sacrifices that you have to make to respect your actual worth and what you deserve, especially when you think of your younger self? I do have a strong feeling here that this could definitely be a family member, and it can be difficult because, family, maybe you grew up with these people, maybe it's a parent, or this person, or this situation, and it's hard to walk away from, but in honor of the number 5, you deserve change. And you deserve how that change changes you as a person, or the other way around. You deserve the changes that come with how you have already changed as a person. Just saw the number 111 on the timer. Trust yourself and believe in yourself. Trust your intuition and believe in your strength. Believe in your ability to find closure and to have control over your own mind, heart, and soul. The last card I have is the Hanged Man, the card of sacrifice. Uncomfortable sacrifice, actually. This card has the number 1212 on top. And the number is about, I'm wanting to say change and transformation, but it's actually about boundaries and communication. It's about making how you feel known, being honest, and drawing a line where a line needs to be drawn. This card says, balance your needs with the needs of others. Remember that unity and polarity both exist, and multiple truths coexist without being mutually exclusive. Compromise and fairness. Think of the circumstances of today. There are many paths to get to where you want to be. Work with what you can. Work with what you can't change, and don't be hard on yourself. That's what that card said on the other side. Hangman. When I pulled it, it was actually reversed. So I'm going to put this card upside down. It does feel that there is a stubbornness or a resistance to making a certain sacrifice. It's a big sacrifice. It's not easy. But I feel like if anything is taught, if you've been taught anything, getting what you deserve has never been easy, has it? And maybe once you let whatever this big sacrifice is go, once you make that sacrifice, I think it'll be easier to attract people or situations that actually reflect what you deserve. Let's move on to these slips of paper now. I do look forward to seeing what comes out with these. One and two. So the first one is interesting. I don't know if this will focus, but it says a big fortune will descend upon you this year. Just trying to see where it'll focus. And the second one, written in red, your enthusiasm will bring life to a dormant project. I thought it was interesting to pull this one that says a bigger fortune will descend upon you this year, because in the previous reading I pulled both of the fortune slips that I pulled pointed toward, getting an opportunity, getting good luck around the springtime. So for somebody here, this year could be whenever spring is this year for you. And if spring has already passed for you, this message may not be meant for you. Or it could just happen in a different season. Maybe there's a significant season that you have in mind, and this could be confirmation of that season. Or this is just a general message that the big fortune will descend upon you this year, and you may not know very well what that's about. And I want to emphasize to only take that message if it resonates, and don't get attached to the idea of receiving a big fortune. Unless you truly feel called to trust that message, you know. The other one is saying your enthusiasm will bring life to a dormant project. It makes me think that, well, I just saw the number 1, 2, 3, which is about trusting that everything happens for a reason. But I was going to say that this one makes me think that whenever you make this sacrifice, knowing that it's bigger than you, and also considering what you actually deserve, it seems that it will inspire you to bring life to a certain project. Like, maybe you'll want to express something or create something as a result of this. And this could be something you know, or just something that you may not discover until after you heal and you find full closure with whatever this sacrifice is. Overall, this reading appears to be about, there's a lot of focus here on how much bigger this is than you, and really trusting a sense of purpose you may feel, or we'll just say you may feel. And, just giving yourself what you deserve. And no, you don't deserve to be dealing with loss. But you do deserve it to not be your own worst enemy out of disappointment.